Hi, hello everybody, and welcome to LaneSmash Season 5. I'm Gelos, and I'm your caster for today. I am joined by my good bud, Billawan.
Hi.
Today we are casting PTSD versus RSPC. This is going to be a match between two people, or two teams rather, that have played a pretty good amount of LaneSmash. They both know what they're doing on this, and this is going to be a pretty well-known lane as well. So we've got some rosters here to talk about. We will start with the SHSK team. Okay. Now for the SHSK team, we have mostly B-Way members, a lot of Who guys as well, though, so that means you have a lot of pretty strong air guys. So expected to play very well in the air. It's anybody's game as to who's going to win the air ball, especially in the opener, but they're going to be a strong air play. And then some 784 guys for their tanking, I believe. But strong infantry and strong air together. For the B-Way team here, we've got names such as Canadian Pride, Gold Strike. We've got Dudas Flutus, who can flex roll as both infantry and air. He's quite good in that. And as well as plenty of other Who guys that you can see here. For the infantry, we have people like Dudas Flutus, obviously, Quinn. Several other B-Way names in here. Cheese and Skill Suits, I actually do recognize him. IV6 Bolters, that is Dubness, Metal VS, and Theobald, and more. But a good amount of, a good mix, rather, of both infantry and air. So expected to be a pretty strong showing here. For the RSPC, and Billy, I know that you can't see the roster, but...
I can look at the TeamSpeak. I can see who's playing.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
fine.
So if you want to talk about some of these guys, I see a lot of names from RSPC, obviously, but AR35 as well.
Yeah, so RSPC is made up of two outfits, one RPC and Ares, both from Miller, both French outfits, a French team. And some names you might recognize here if you've been around for a while are French Life, Nalo, a newer player, a very good infantry player, Faltune, and Shefek, both the leaders of the team, if I'm not mistaken. And the deal with these guys is that their leadership especially has been doing LaneSmash for a while, and they know how it works, but they have a lot of newer players that aren't as experienced, but they have the leadership to teach them how to play this game. And it really shows that a very strong group phase. And yeah.
All right. So yeah, still it's going to be a strong showing, honestly, by both teams, just because of the experience level I think both teams have coming into this. Now, one thing that's going to make the difference is going to be the lane. Let me get the in-game going here. So let's talk about Aurora Mats here being the neutral. This is the Manny and Freyr Amp lane, with Aurora Mats being the neutral. This is going to be a lane with a lot of open kind of bases. We've seen this in several other matches before, but winning that neutral, it can really swing one way or the other. Specifically going towards Geo, I think we've heard many times that if you can manage to get yourself into Geo, you might not be able to get all the way through that lane, just because it's a very tough way to push. Whereas Manny Lake, you can win that fairly evenly. So whoever it's going to be really whoever gets this south lane first, if they can push up through to Manny and get a couple caps here, they could end up winning this just because of how difficult it's going to be taking Geo on the second half if they can hold on and hold off their Manny Lake getting capped on the second half.
Absolutely. I think while Manny Biolab is takeable if you're the stronger team, both Manny Lake and Manny Lake Satellite and Fire Geothermal Plant are takeable bases if you play it right. Fire Geothermal Plant may be a bit harder, but the M station is gonna be pretty much untakeable. Being a 3-pointer M station, it's very hard to do.
Yeah.
So I doubt we'll see either team really make an attempt at that. What will be interesting though is Aurora Materials, the neutral base on this lane, because that neutral base decides so much in these matches, and I haven't seen RSPC much this tournament since I didn't manage to catch a lot of their matches. I do know that they are good at vehicle cheesing. And it's going to be interesting to see because we did see some interesting vehicle play inside the space by TM before. And I'm sure RSPC saw that, and I'm interested if they're going to try and copy some of that stuff to deal with SHSK, who have this far in the tournament not have been known for cheese.
Notoriously, they've had a hard time dealing with cheese. So yeah, it's going to be interesting whether or not RSPC takes advantage of that and really exploits that by getting what they can inside the walls of Aurora Mats, which we know is possible. We saw TM do it already. Now,
it's
go ahead.
It's gonna be an interesting match, to be honest, because the SHSK team is fuller, I'd say, of less experienced players in LaneSmash. They might have like one or two that have done it before, but generally they're new to the format. However, they're all experienced in other formats and on live, whereas RSPC has that long-standing LaneSmash experience over years and years and years. Yeah, this could be a good one, and it is a good lane for them to show off because it forces a fight on a neutral base.
That is true.
We should be starting soon as well. I'm afraid we might not be able to hear the ref again. I see the team's getting ready.
Yeah, just... Oh, did they say start? Now. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. I see a lot of Scythes and a few Galaxies from SHSK, and only Galaxies from...
Yeah, a lot of Galaxies coming from the RSPC side here.
That's an interesting play.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going for the Ram? No?
Well, they might not be confident in their ability to take the air, so maybe I'm thinking maybe they've got these loaded with Bulldogs, which I think I see.
So both teams dropped a bunch of Maxes and infantry on the point. And SHSK drops on the double doorstone and has the high ground. Can just... Oh yeah, and they're clearing big stairs.
Wow, RSPC mostly all goes down on Fat here. You can hear the C4s going off. I do apologize about the camera work. I had to slow myself down to get on that door. But yeah, you can hear the C4s going off. So that is what stopped them when they were trying to push up here.
And the difference there was, I think, mainly that SHSK went for the high ground, whereas RSPC tried to drop push in from the bottom, and it just didn't work. Also, there's flashes inside here from RSPC. I see 3-4 flashes. I'm assuming at least one of them has radar, and I'm assuming they have logistics specialists, so they can spawn inside here.
Yeah, SHSK actually, the ones with the flashes inside, and I think I'm sure one of these guys have logistics because the and the radar flash as well, I'm sure, is somewhere in here. I don't quite see, but that's usually the meta, is you want to get that radar flash going, because that is it's just a huge motion spotter to stop any kind of enemy push with a big push.
Oh yeah, and logistics specialists will just allow you to basically have a router inside while routers are banned, so it's a strong play. If you can spare the person to sit on that. Yeah,
you can see that SHSK definitely had a game plan going into this, and they actually executed this flawlessly, getting all of that vehicular kind of cheese that they needed. Not really even cheese, really. It's really just more about logistics for this one. Inside the building, and then getting set up perfectly within seconds of landing on that point. That was perfectly executed.
Do you see the one flash next to the point? It looks to me like they're shooting through the terminal here. I'm not sure if the bullets are actually going through, but that
it's definitely shooting through. I can see it hitting the wall on the other side over there.
That is
that's interesting.
I'd almost that seems I'm not sure about that one. Gonna leave that to the ref.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure if that's really affecting. Because his hitbox is technically fully exposed.
You could shoot the flash with a decimator.
I suppose that is true.
Shooting through the wall.
That's alright though.
It's a game changer, but
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely an interesting play though, because you don't usually see that kind of a setup. But it kind of reminds me of like having a turret here, but it's less exposed turret, although it completely exposes the player, I guess.
They do have jockey on and a medic on them, so they seem fine.
Yeah, and meanwhile, RSPC having a very hard time pushing from really any angle here. You can see these hard light barriers stopping them at skinny, and then of course you have them set up on fat, so you basically have head glitches all over the place here.
It looks like SHSK really spent some time planning out their setup for this hold.
Oh,
and
big push coming in from
great.
door 1 on RSPC, although if one C4 comes through here, it could wipe him out again. Let's see what happens, though. Max coming up. Max is about to be taken down by the...
Max is about to go down already. Ooh.
And there's an NG on that same Max, and he's just having such a hard time killing him. RSPC stalled here on fat.
ID6 bolters goes down. That's the only one they've gotten so far, though, and one engineer.
Now RSPC actually making headway despite that stall there. So no C4 coming in.
They cleared the hold of small cells as well, at least for a little while. Never mind, it's back up.
Oh no, here comes the rest of the SHSK Max team coming in and clearing fat. They are not having this push happen.
Looks like SHSK just rotated the people of the other angles they were holding and pushed that back.
Meanwhile, RSPC did not really have a push ready to go at the same time, and that's going to be the cap for SHSK. So that means they're going to be moving to the next base here over there at Manny Lake as soon as they have a chance to. They don't have anybody set up just yet, so they're going to have to hold this for at least a couple seconds while they get someone over.
Yeah, RSPC still has deployed busts here, so they're going to keep pushing for that point. SHSK actually trying to deploy buses at the triple stack now. I'm not sure why, but maybe it's to wipe out the RSPC buses.
Yeah, a little bit of a questionable move there, kind of out in the open, right next to the other RSPC bus. Meanwhile, RSPC's cloaked bus over here by the triple stack does give him a little bit of a spot to start moving in.
There's an SHSK scythe going for the back cap now.
Okay.
There's TJ is already here. Dropped the beacon, is walking inside now. There's a few... Oh yeah, RSPC is ready for them. They're not just letting them get on this point.
Yeah, they are set up.
Motion spotters up, there's medics on here.
A couple dropping in from the SHSK team. Not nearly as big of a drop as they're really going to need, though. They really got to have the number.
RSPC got air up above as well now, and I saw rocket pods. Oh, there's a lot of scythes though from SHSK. This could be an air fight worth watching.
Lots of mosquitoes as well, ready to counter this air ball. SHSK over here with what looks like mostly air-to-air nose guns and lull pods.
And they might not have the best or the most pilots, but RSPC's air can definitely hold down in these fights, I'm pretty sure.
That's for sure, yeah. But at the same time, we are talking about dealing with sights here. And sights are notoriously difficult to hit at any range. They are pancaked.
That is in a duel scenario though. Once you get in closer, once you get these airbolts clashing, the scythe loses its advantage.
Ah, interesting.
Meanwhile, SHSK is still occasionally dropping onto this point. This beacon seems glitched into the ground. The SHSK beacon. There is RSPC people standing next to it, not being able to kill it because it is in the building.
They might have found a piece of snow or something that covers up the texture.
No, this is straight up in the building. Oh well, I'm sure they can EMP it.
Yeah, probably. Now we do have the air ball here. It's really a lot of trades happening by both teams. Yeah. Ooh, these sites are in trouble though. Here we go. SHSK looks like they might end up losing this. Yeah, I think SHSK is losing the air fight right now.
That's surprising to me, because I don't know the RSPC team very well, but I would have predicted SHSK to have the stronger airball.
Yeah, it is surprising that they actually they did not win that. So SHSK gonna have to think of a different strategy if they want to start just pushing in here. They do have mag riders.
I see 2 mag riders, yeah.
Meanwhile, RSPC still dropping. in the back over here on the Aurora mats. I just don't see enough of a push here to really wipe SHSK off. It's really just a stalemate right now. We're just waiting on a bus to set up, and it looks like RSPC's got a bus on the way, but there's Mag Raiders on the road, so he's not really going to get very far. Meanwhile, the rest of RSPC actually holding defense inside of the L shape, inside of Manny Lake.
I'd actually like to win this fight.
So right now, RSPC in a great spot to defend, but not really enough of a spot to kind of push out here, because these Mag Raiders are going to stop any kind of forward Sundays.
I see another air fight here, and I'm not sure who's actually winning this time.
SHSK does have a bus set up in the garage, so if they can get their people on the ground, this might be an opportunity for them. RSPC, however, does have high ground bus. Look at this Sunday, this cloaked Sunday bus up here on the high ground. That's a smart move by them.
Their strikers are trying to help out, but SHSK wins the air fight this time.
And also, SHSK is now on point inside of Manny Lake.
Oh, yeah.
Although it looks like RSPC might be able to just wipe them back out here. They got a big push coming in. Resnades are coming out. Resnades out for the red team as well.
So SHSK actually is hindering themselves with that hard light barrier they've placed in the doorway.
Yeah.
They should really remove that.
Yeah, right now, by the way,
they're still winning the fight, though.
They did win the fight, but we just saw trades of resnades going off by both teams. It was really interesting to watch. Now, RSPC does have a much faster runtime into this point, so SHSK cannot really afford to have any breathing room here.
However, that Sunday is getting pounded by air, and RSPC lost the air fight. They don't have any air up anymore. This Sunday might go down, they're not repairing it.
They don't have any air, but let's not forget, TR does have strikers, so it does give them an inherent ability to actually take down aerial vehicles. And right now, they actually chased away the Scythe well enough, they were able to repair the Sunday. There is still one more pelting them right now.
Every single person you use to use that shoots a striker isn't pushing this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot of distraction basically happening for like the whole team really for RSPC. They're having a very hard time dealing with both the air and trying to push on here.
This hard light barrier
how did that
seems to be glitched in the ground.
Oh, that's interesting.
How did that seems bad, because now the other team can just walk over it.
Yeah, that does not hinder the RSPC team at all. They just jumped right over that small little barrier. I wonder if, you know, there was an update recently. I wonder if there's just deployables that seem to be glitching through the ground now.
That could be.
I don't remember seeing this kind of bug happening before. I doubt that was an intentional thing.
Yeah, I know. That, I mean, the beacon, maybe, but I would be surprised. I don't think either team would try and exploit like that.
I want to note here, Shadow Whale is in a Mag Rider on the mountaintop over here. I can't really tell if this is HE or AP. My assumption is AP because that's usually what people run. But that's still pretty strong for infantry because one shots him as long as he can directly hit him.
RSPC really slowly getting under time pressure to get back on this point, and they lost their advantage spawn.
Yeah, that spawn was super strong for them, and now they just have to regroup and push together all through front door and perhaps get a flank going. It looks like actually, yeah, there is some people going around on the backside here. And if they can deal with the people back here at the same time, they could take this out. There's a lot of people spread around.
SHSK has one max inside.
That max is definitely going to do some work here.
Not that many people.
Yeah, but it's enough, because right now there's only one RSPC heavy left. He goes down.
Yeah. Doing a really good job holding on to this point.
Oh yeah, SHSK having a fantastic hold here. Only about a minute left. RSPC really needs to push in.
They've got a beacon close, but that's about the only spawn solution I can see for them close by, and it's gonna be hard. They might honestly be pulling back. I can't see any pushes.
Yeah, the pop's gone down just a little bit in favor of purple, so they might just be rolling back and potentially getting spawns set up. Perhaps gonna drop this, if I were to guess.
There's still a small push going, but this is very disorganized.
Yeah, it's very spread around here, and because of that harasser kind of pelting, or I'm sorry, not harasser, that's a mag rider harassing them with the PPE launcher. It's doing a good job. PPC launcher?
PPA.
PPA launcher. Okay.
There you go.
Is it not called something else on the mag rider?
No, it's
Okay.
called the light PPA on the
I
side,
see.
and just the PPA on the mag rider. There's 2 mosquitoes up now, but it is way too late, and
Yeah, way too
SHSK
late.
takes another point.
So RSPC now losing another base. They're gonna have to defend their biolab. Biolabs have a very quick spawn in there. I would not be surprised if they've already got a point set up. Let's see. I see people inside. They haven't gotten the point yet, but there's not very much holding them back. Dubness goes down inside, trying for.
So Shotstack actually has the strongest teleporter in this biolab. However, it's still a biolab and hard to take.
So if RSPC can not only hold this, but even get back and go to back to Manny Lake and potentially cap that on this second half, because it's a super strong side that SHSK is on right now. On the second half, RSPC could come back and actually do the exact same thing, potentially even taking home base, because it is, again, it's a super strong side to be on that side and then pushing into the bio.
That being said, SHSK has really taken 2 points already, and they have strong holds on both of them.
Yeah, and you can see just how rapidly they're moving.
It's and something to note here: if SHSK manages to get the SCU kill, RSPC can only spawn on the teleporter under the rock, which is incredibly easy to camp.
Ooh.
So that is a valid strategy to take biolabs in LaneSmash.
But of course, we have seen so many times people trying to take out SKU Gen and then SKU itself, and what ends up happening is that the other team will throw rep nades and actually repair through the wall. So many times we've seen this happen. So it's very difficult for them to actually disable that SKU.
It's still just the threat of it being there forces the other team to react to it and waste their resources. Rep nades are expensive to spend.
That's true.
And it forces them to go to that location as well, which means they can't be on any point. So it's a valid strategy in my opinion. Because either way, you win. That being said,
big push coming from
RSPC
RSPC. Yeah, going to dubs on Powerhouse. They're trying for that seed point. A couple of them just went down, but most of them are still outside, waiting for the moment they need to push.
SHSK is doing the right thing here, pulling most of their people while the push is threatened back into the corridor so they can just crossfire into the room. And once the push isn't a big threat anymore, they push and clear out RSPC. RSPC in the meantime pushed A point though.
Yeah, A point being the, I believe it's the 4 square over here? Yep.
Correct.
But SHSK already getting it back. They've cleared it out and have people on it ready to go. Meanwhile, let's see here. Still looking at mostly RSPC in, just kind of spread around near SCU area. Big play from SHSK. Yeah, they're wanting this SCU.
Good play in my opinion, honestly, as I said before. I don't think you can lose with this play.
Only about 40 seconds left on that SCU.
No matter how the enemy team reacts to this, you always win.
That's true. At bare minimum, it gets them distracted, and while you go around and you can cap the points that you need. So right now you have a lot of RSPC around SCU.
You manage to get the SCU down, and if you do manage to get the SCU down, that's a massive win.
Yeah, and only 15 seconds left on this SCU. A Resne goes out for SHSK, but RSPC is now back inside. They definitely have the advantage. They could definitely get this fixed.
They will be stabilizing this, I'm sure. Should be just in time.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, it goes down.
That heavy just came in and dealt with the one person that was actually disabling it. The SCU goes down.
And they don't have any engineers inside here, so they'll have to spawn one in and run him over first. Meanwhile, SHSK is already pushing back in with a max.
Yep, clearing out
Killing.
the remainders of RSPC. RSPC now in an awful
Oof.
spot to hold on to their home base. They only have the Under Rock spawn over there.
And that is by far the worst spawn you can have in a biolab.
That said, they are rushing SCU right now. Everybody is going towards it right now. I see a couple of rep nades also getting thrown near SCU, but I don't think that's enough.
Yeah, I don't think those were in range.
Yeah.
I didn't see the SEU flicker, so...
Yeah, I don't think they actually were able to repair anything. Ooh.
They do get
C4
two
goes
maxes,
out,
though.
kills 2 maxes with 1.
Bolt and Dudas.
Although
Both go
Dudas
down
looks
to
like
their
he's going back
1-4.
up right now.
Oh, yeah. Good recovery.
Yeah.
And he's immediately getting repaired again as well. This is good coordination
wow.
on the SHSK team.
Yeah, just phenomenal coordination. You can really tell they had this plan in the works. They knew this is where we're going to be going. As soon as we cap this and this, we're going for that SCU. And just flawlessly executed for this first half, it looks like. Because it looks like they're very likely going to keep them from getting the SCU back up. Meanwhile, we do have people trying to push on to Crescent. Just a couple of people. But, oh yeah, they go down. RSPC now using Crescent to kind of push into C room. And should be noted, no matter how one match might swing, nobody wants their home base capped. So it is very important for RSPC to hold on to this home base. They are not going to let this go if they can, even with only one tele room to spawn on.
If you're new to this, capping the home base does mean the match is over, and it is basically the ultimate win for the other team.
Yeah.
If you lose your home base. As SHSK actually losing points inside the bio though. RSPC is on C point right now.
Yeah. RSPC really trying very hard to hold on to the
They're
C point,
fighting
but it
over it
looks
now,
like they
though.
go down.
And they just get cleaned out.
So SHSK once again in control of all 3 points. RSPC moving around to Skinny, but there's just not enough of them. Rotating over here is SHSK jumping out on Skinny, getting a couple picks, but overall keeping him out. Meanwhile, the A point has flashed back to A, or back to red. Unfortunately, it's just not enough time. It looks like SHSK is already getting it back.
Actually gets cleared by RSPC again, and they do get Dudas in his max, and he revives, self-revives, but he goes down again.
So SHSK, bit of an over-rotation perhaps, because the rest of RSPC came up after that clean, went in through dub.
And the SU is already overloaded again, and while SHSK is not holding it with many people, it is creating an incentive for RSPC to go there, push the SCU, so SHSK has an easier time holding onto the points.
Looks like RSPC will get that fixed back up. Now they just have to deal with the generator. If they can push into A here, get a foothold, push into the powerhouse, rep the gen, and then push up to get the point. They might actually be in a good spot here. What they have to do specifically is actually start the spawn camp off of SHSK, because there's absolutely no way they can get all 3 of these points without getting them camped back inside that tele.
True, which is going to be very hard, because SHSK, strong infantry players, almost everyone on their roster is a great infantry player, if not just good. And they've been doing an incredible job of going in groups. I barely ever see any of them going alone. Maybe the Infiltrators and the Light Assaults obviously move by themselves, but other than that, there's always been group pushes.
Yeah,
and that is incredibly hard to deal with.
A lot of death balling happening. You can see them just group pushing constantly.
That's great. I think it shows that this team has experience in point holding on live, in scrims, because that's exactly what you want to do in those situations.
Ooh. RSPC got another... Oh, no, he goes down. Oh, but that does leave him open for a push here, but it looks like everybody goes down on that one. So once again, RSPC just kind of spreading around, really trying to just hold on to whatever they can. Less grouping happening this time around because, of course, they're not all congregated to a single spawn now. So what you're seeing is a little bit more spread from them.
This gives them way easier control of the B point though, since the B point's basically in between their two spawns. It's very hard for the SHSK team to get to it. Which delays the capture, but it won't win them this defense.
So about 1 minute and 11 seconds left for SHSK to cap this. All they have to do is hold on to it. At the same time, however, they do keep hitting this SCU and forcing RSPC into SKU, which gives them a chance, like over here, where Canadian has already hit B. He's flipping it over, which, look at the timer now. The difference from the timer is now already, once they flip it back, we'll see. But you can see just how much of a difference that just makes. Look at that, 30 seconds left now.
Just tapping a point for a bit on a 3-point cap is worth so much time.
Oh, yeah.
RSPC trying to make a push for A, but they don't really get in. SHSK hangs on to it.
2-1. And that is the cap for SHSK.
And that's a
That's going to be
GG
half.
first round.
Yeah, good half on the on SHSK's side. So far, really strong showing. You can see they have a plan and they executed it perfectly. For not only their opener, but for their pushes into the biolab. Perhaps Manny Lake was a little bit sloppier, but you can see just how well they executed both their opener and the biolab push. It was a phenomenal play by them overall. So coming in on this second half, I think RSPC really needs to figure out what they got to do to counter this, because they are in a rough spot right now. They got to get a lot of points for the second half in order to put it even into a tiebreaker. That is the only thing they can count on right now. They have to push it.
They need to win the home base. They need to push the biolab and win the biolab as well if they want to force a tiebreaker here.
Which is doable. It is doable.
It's doable. It's gonna be hard though. Short Stack has shown phenomenal play here. You're right. That one transition to Mani Lake satellite was sloppy, but once they got all their people there, and they didn't let themselves get back at even while that transition was sloppy. And once they got everyone there, they just rolled it.
Yeah, they rolled through
I don't think they even
very
got pushed off the point there on both bases.
Yeah, once they had it set up and they had that mag rider on the hill, they had the air finally did come in and start dealing with that Sunday that RSPC had set up. You could see that RSPC really knew what they wanted to do when it came to how they wanted to defend Manny Lake. Unfortunately, Short Stack, they came in and they recognized what they were doing and they stopped it. That air lol pods on the Sunday was more than enough to distract the entire team from pushing in, and then at the same time, they actually managed to kill the bus entirely. I believe the mag rider eventually came in and destroyed the bus, so really good job by the SHSK team countering that defense for RSPC.
So it's very hard for me to judge the air, but on the ground, and the infantry and max game and like the low-level cheese inside buildings and such, I feel like SHSK just has the upper hand through player skill here, while RSPC is doing a great job setting up defenses and attacks. SHSK is just doing better on the execution part of it.
By the way,
I think like that's winning them the fights.
I do notice that we have a giveaway going. Type !flash meta in chat, and you will get entered into the giveaway and potentially win.
It's gonna be over by the time you set up with this delay.
No, I don't put delays.
Hopefully not.
I'm sure you're gonna get another poke for that. Yeah, there's a delay. I'm sorry. But yeah, RSPC is gonna have a very rough time in the second half. What they looks like they have to do is really pick up, not just on their speed, but on their coordination. Because what we saw was a bit of sloppiness throughout the whole match, really, by RSPC. They just couldn't group up where they needed to, and then when they did, they didn't push in quick enough. We saw people stalling outside of Dubs in the biolab. We saw people stalling on door 1 inside once they started pushing up fat. They just stopped. They started trying to deal with one singular max, and then the rest of his infantry staying downstairs and couldn't really push up. So I think what we got to see is a lot more speed from the RSPC and a lot more coordination. On an individual level, you saw how well they did in the air. They actually managed to take down the air. If they can keep that up and then really roll through with some cheese, just as well as I know, SHSK has a tough time dealing with cheese. So if they can win the air ball and actually start using those lull pods on them, they're going to have a much easier time doing any of this kind of pushing and coordination.
True. I think especially if you I especially saw it in the biolab, and I assume so did you. The coordination, the small squads or the small groups that SHSK had running around, they worked out really well and they stuck together all the time. Whereas on RSPC's side, I saw a lot more solo-ish play. People happened to be in the same area, but they weren't really in a group, and it just sort of happened that they had the same idea where to push from. And I think that's something they can definitely improve upon for the second round.
Definitely. And that is a lot of what LaneSmash is about. Maybe in other formats you can say there's not really much you can do if you're getting kind of rolled on one side, but when it comes to LaneSmash, you see what the opener is for one side. You got to be able to counter that coming in on that second half, and then potentially counter any other things that you notice in that first half. LaneSmash, in more than a lot of other formats, you can actually learn a lot just from the first half and actually be able to counter it in the second half, and that's what I'm hoping RSPC will do. We'll see some actual counterplay coming in from RSPC.
Definitely true if you consider the strategy side of things. At the same time, if you have teams where there's a significant skill gap, mechanical gap, I guess mostly, then you can't really adapt to that. You just need to practice more beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this could be partly what we're seeing, but it is definitely big time down to strategy as well. And I think RSPC can come up with counter strategies.
Also, another thing to note about this match specifically, the winner is actually going to go to the final after this and
are you
face
sure
off.
about that?
That is what it says in the title.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with
I am
that.
so confused by this format.
Every format, every tournament that I've always that I whether or not I cast only or I organize or help organize or even play in, it's always confusing. So I get that entirely.
I feel like I know why they did the structure of the tournament, how it runs now like it is. And I think it's good that they did it because it led to more interesting matches.
Yeah, definitely
But
did.
it is incredibly confusing.
Yeah.
I am looking at the flowchart right now and I have no idea what is going on.
Thankfully for the viewers, it's not such a big deal. They can just kind of come in and take a look for
True.
you guys. But for us, it's always so difficult to keep track of what's going to happen with one team going into the next.
1 minute until match resumes.
All right,
1 minute.
so yeah, 1 minute, and then we can start back up here. Like I was saying, that opener that SHSK did was incredibly fast, incredibly coordinated. They got set up within literal seconds of landing. So RSPC has got to counter that somehow. They have got to throw that momentum out. They've got to completely brick them from getting that same setup again. Because that was painful for them to try and push into that, especially so quickly.
True, but at the same time, maybe SHSK goes for a different setup this time.
Perhaps.
Maybe they're not trying the same thing twice, because I'm not sure if you ever did planning for LaneSmash Gallows, but when I was part of planning for teams, we never planned the same setup for both sides. We always went with something else for the second round. Because on one side, you want the enemy to be surprised, and on the other side, you start from a different base. You have a different approach to the middle base. So it's completely different. Your strategy should be different.
That's true. Yeah, so we could see a bit of a different a take on their opener from SHSK. That said, honestly, I've seen a lot of the way that SHSK has been playing in the tournament.
Round start.
Oh,
So
we're going.
far, we have seen not a lot of variety in their opener, so we will see though.
RSPC starting in Galaxies, SHSK in Scythes, so there is something different. And
Ooh,
they
a
seem to be
lot
all
of
in Scythes.
sides
That's
too.
a lot of sides.
Look at them
But
all
they don't-
targeting a single galaxy too. You see that middle galaxy just
Smart.
got absolutely melted there.
Very smart, but it didn't.
It didn't take it
because
away,
you're
unfortunately.
trying to prevent the drop.
And then
of
yeah,
Nexus, but
it
they
just didn't
manage to
kill them in
prevent it.
time. Meanwhile, RSPC, a huge amount of maxes in here, and look what they did. They have a flash setup as well. It looks like
Ooh.
they didn't so much as counter SHSK as just copied SHSK. I see a very similar setup here with maybe a few less flash.
This flash has a flamethrower on it, I think. Yeah,
Bit of
that's a flamethrower.
It's a bit of a questionable one, but you know, if you set up in the back over here while they're pushing up onto Fat, that's actually probably pretty strong.
No, it's awful.
Okay, never mind.
It's real bad. You're not gonna kill anyone with that.
Well, unfortunate for them, they've set that up. But
Bought an
Scythes,
entire magazine to kill a heavy assault with that one.
I do want to note, Scythes are just shelling constantly outside of Dubs right now. SHSK,
But they're not killing anyone.
they're not.
There's no one there to hit.
There's not yet. No, yeah, they haven't killed anyone yet. They are doing a lot of pelting, but I think what you see here is just everybody kind of wasting all of their missiles, trying to kind of get the damage they can. But they're going to switch to infantry in just a little bit here. In fact, you already see a couple.
that, but I don't see a Sunday yet for short stack.
Yeah, I don't either. That is a little questionable.
That seems like a
oh wait,
big
no, there's
mistake
one.
to me. Oh, there's one? Okay,
Yep,
my
right
bad.
over there by the corner. Bit of a strange spot. Kind of sets them up in an angle where they have to deal with a what's it called? The no deploy zone?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
the pain.
And they spawn painted, but they can use this Sunday, I guess, to jump over the wall, and
They can.
that's probably the idea, coming from an unexpected angle here.
Yeah.
That being said, most of their infantry is running around to L-shape.
Yeah, probably a better idea. Honestly, the pain field here.
Questionable deploys what done if they can't go across there.
Maybe they're just kind of regrouping here, because there are a lot of maxes by RSPC in here, and they could also just be waiting out the timer so that they don't push in and then have enough time for RSPC to come in. Because again, this is a neutral base. If RSPC were to lose this with enough time on the timer, they could come in, wipe SHSK, and then still take it back with only a few seconds left, and actually get the cap with it.
So yeah, if you do want to go for the steal on this, you want to wait long enough that you have a secure once you push in.
And I
On
think
the other
that
hand, if
is
you
what
wait
SHSK
too
is
long-
doing.
If you wait too long, it becomes too hard to push in because it takes a little while to push.
That said, look at all three entrances right now. There's at least 2 maxes on every entrance. Once they start pushing, this is going to be a strong push. RSPC, they have to have C4 ready.
Inside, though.
They have got to have C4 ready as soon as these pushes go out, because if they take out even one of these angles when they're coming in, that is a huge numbers difference of the amount of maxes set up. Only about a minute left. SHSK moving in.
Oh, SHSK pushing. There is 2 pounder maxes, and those pounder maxes destroy enemy
Huge
maxes.
push coming in from SHSK onto Fat. They are taking out everything, and they are not stopping here. However, you can see a lot of people are actually going down, and that's the C4 that's doing its job.
Holding.
They're holding.
For now, at least there's 2 more maxes now inside
Resonades
the point
are
room.
going out, though. If you remember, we've casted matches where
there's a
SHSK...
pounder max on point, and he's destroying these VS maxes.
Oh,
Both
yeah.
of them. They're just deleting them. They're insane against the against other maxes.
Oh. Interesting choice. Somebody has actually put up tank mines in here, so that once those maxes push in, they're going to hit those.
And
that's always an
RSPC is
risky
just
move.
missing resonates here, I feel like, and
Oh,
that's
no.
allowing short stack to take the best.
Yep.
There was not enough revives going off for RSPC.
Yeah, SHSK, fantastic push here, deliberately made so that there was only a few seconds left on the cap, and they perfectly timed.
They did very well there. That was a great push. It almost looked like they stalled at some point, and then they still managed to just push through from there. And unless RSPC pulls off a miracle here, that's going to be a cap for
That's definitely going to be a cap for
SHSK.
SHSK. RSPC now has to deal with them pushing into Freyr Geo after this cap, and Freyr Geo is a little bit more difficult for the SHSK side, in my opinion, especially if they can't control the air. But we will see. We will see, because last time we saw the Mosquitoes actually win the air ball coming up on the second map. Right now, we don't really see much happening in the air. Just one Scythe kind of getting shot from a Basilisk.
See 2-3 mosquitoes. So sorry, RSPC definitely starting to pull that air out, and they are working over the sites that are still standing around on the ground.
Now on the ground over
to deny
here,
that free air.
we do have one Mag Rider just doing a little bit of pelting on the Sunday that's over here. However, another Mag Rider coming around on the side here, which this is the usually the ideal spot for the SHSK team to get their bus set up. And it looks like RSPC already has buses set up for a counter for this. Unfortunately
So
for them,
usually ideal, and I think it's important to mention this. This base being next to an M station makes it very easy for RSPC to just get on the turrets of the M station
right there,
and shoot that Thunderer down.
Yeah, that's true. Now inside, we do have 2 RSPC Cobalt buses, as well as Bassie. Oh, I'm sorry, 1 Cobalt, 1 Bulldog, 1 Walker, 1 Bassie. So a bit of a mix there for everybody, just to try to keep everything cheese friendly inside.
Yeah, and inside is important here because it's not very easy for these Mag Riders to get an angle. They could get on the hill to the, what is this, northwest side? Yeah. However, that is quite exposed for them to get hit by infantry.
Yeah, right now we're just seeing a little bit of a duel happening between this LA and a Mag Rider. Actually, that Mag Rider that Itua was piloting got killed by, I think that was C4.
Ooh. That's a good resource trade.
Definitely.
That is 150 for the C4 versus 450 for a Mag Rider.
Now, something to note, we saw, I think, 1 Walker bus. There might also be a Ranger down there. But overall, in the air, SHSK has a better presence than the RSPC team, and they've got sides now descending on the base.
Ooh, I actually see Prowler for the first time in the match.
Prowlers, if anybody didn't know about the rules before, you previously had to pull from Warp Gate in order to pull a main battle tank. But because of the way that this new update has changed it, you can actually pull your main battle tank from your home base, which would be Amp Station here for RSPC, obviously the Biolab for Short Stack. So that does mean that main battle tanks are once again in play pretty often.
I do want to note that the previous restriction was not a balance concern. It was simply the issue of only having 1 tech plant on SME, and therefore you can't allow both teams to
yeah, it's literally impossible.
To pull from, yeah. So yeah, that's good. More MBT play.
Yeah.
Though I feel like a downside of this is in previous matches we saw a lot of harasser play on this lane, and I feel like that might be gone because of that, maybe.
Perhaps. I did really enjoy seeing those harassers get played, and you don't see them very much now. Oh wow, look at RSPC here. They wanted to push into Aurora Mats. They had a bus set up, but because they couldn't get air control, sides coming in and descending on it. Oh, and a crash between 2 sides. Cammy and Quinn go down.
That's unfortunate. They managed to get the target though.
They did, yeah.
That's what counts.
That's what counts. Now you can see here how difficult it is for Short Stack to get set up and start pushing on to Freyr Geo. This is what I was talking about before. Pushing into this base is going to be a real difficult thing. Because it requires you to get a bus set up first of all, and buses by themselves are already very difficult on this base. It's very open. It's exposed to this amp station turret. So if RSPC decides to, they can just hit that that turret right there and start taking out this bus. And then on the inside, RSPC had the foresight to get some cheese set up.
I see a harasser attacking the Sunday. Actually, it's what's it called? the TR long range cannon. Oh, come on.
Gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper, thank
Yeah.
you. Ah,
Bit of a surprise that he's going so close to it, but it doesn't really matter. It looks like he's going to take it.
yeah. And,
Oh, and look at that. There's another harasser inside. Yami Samurai.
SHSK is on point though.
Yeah, SHSK now on point. They have a harasser set up inside with a bulldog. So whether or not that's going to do damage doesn't really matter, because the important thing is it's got screen shake ability for... Oh, wow, look at that. That bulldog actually got 2 right.
Oh, nice. And
so SHSK now completely set up on point. They got plenty of people inside. Shotguns set up. They got medics. Hard light barriers are actually working against the RSPC team, despite them being red hard light barriers. SHSK does not even have to set any up for.
RSPC has a Sunday in the corner by the garage, and that's actually... It's an interesting idea, because it gives you another angle to push, however it is incredibly exposed and goes down.
Yeah.
And you have to push across the open ground as well, and that's not great.
So RSPC once again having to deal with this error. Lots and lots of size. They have the strikers, so they can do some damage. Oh, look at this. Mosquitoes coming in.
Oh, finally, an air fight.
Yeah, so RSPC now chasing off all of these sides.
That's a lot of mosquitoes.
Yeah, a lot of infantry had to switch over to deal with these sides, so there's not going to be much of a push happening yet. Once these mosquitoes deal with all these sides, we might see them start pushing.
And there's only 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on Freya Geothermal, so these mosquitoes need to work fast. And they actually almost cleared the SHSK air already.
I see no sides left, so it's time for them to start pushing. And if these are set up with missile pods, like I expect they might be, they are actually in a good spot to start cheesing the SHSK team, they are notoriously usually not great at dealing with. So we'll see if they can do this properly.
And the gatekeeper harasser is back. There's a Prowler, but there's no spawns to kill here. So I'm not sure if going after those mech riders is the play right now.
Looks like a few of those mosquitoes landing on the roof. Not really able to do much here, because there's just, you've got a whole team of SHSK here. You can't really by yourself be expected to deal with much. But at least a little bit of a presence on the roof. Meanwhile, the lol pod's coming out finally. Gets a couple picks inside as well. Ooh, where did that come from? Oh, look at that! Spear turret shooting in from the amp station. Yeah, that's quite the angle right there. Airwalk over there.
That's a 300 IQ play. I'm going to do that on live.
Yeah, I did not even think about that. But yeah, that angle right there, not only does that do a little bit of splash damage, more importantly, I believe that does do a good amount of screen shake, if I remember correctly.
I think so, yeah. I do remember dying to this turret once on live, and I was incredibly annoyed. That is such a bullshit angle.
It's a difficult one to deal with, that is for sure. Because I don't think there's really any kind of an angle here that's safe for you to actually peek out and shoot back at it. You would have to go outside to deal with that. So now SHSK, not a big presence inside, but it doesn't really matter because RSPC does not have the people available to push this in. This is only 20 seconds left. RSPC not pushing yet. Their max just went down on front door. Meanwhile, backdoor does not really have the presence they need there either. We have a small number. Actually, I take that back. They're starting to push in right now. They gotta get people in though.
They need to.
You gotta go.
And then not killing enough people.
Oh no!
That's another cap for shots.
So once again, RSPC, their speed just not on point. They have to get that speed up if they wanna get these points back. At this point, they're in a very tough spot. They are now going to have to deal with SHSK pushing their home base, Freyr Amp. And while that's a difficult one to cap, it's also a difficult one to actually fully cap back over for your side in order to push it back over.
It's very easy to keep holding on to 1 point, but actually getting the catch on these bases is hard.
Yeah.
However, it's not as hard as a 1 point amp station. I'm gonna say that. We'll see. I'm interested to see what kind of tactics SHSK is going to pull out their sleeves for this one.
Well, you know, we saw how good they were with their opener, how coordinated that was. I am curious now to see how they want to deal with a 3-point amp station, what their game plan is, because it was very enjoyable to watch. Just so far, the coordination they had on those two openers, the different ways that they dealt with that was really interesting.
I see some RSPC Sundays getting ready
what?
to deploy in cheesy spots, I'm assuming.
Almost the entire SHSK team has disappeared in front of me. I
Oh.
thought they were. I guess they must have redeployed. Where did they go?
Maybe they're preparing a Galaxy drop? I'm not sure. Maybe,
Okay.
or maybe they're just wanting to do something fun for the
Perhaps,
remaining
yeah.
minutes. I'm not sure. We'll see. I can't spot them out
Oh,
yet.
wait a second. Here they are. So it looks
What?
like they were over there. They redeployed. They went back to the spawn over here at Freyer Geo, and they've grabbed harassers.
Oh yeah.
They're getting gunners for each harasser as well, so it's not just solo harassing.
I see one Sunday.
You know, I do love to see harassers here, so this is actually going to be a treat for us.
They are the coolest vehicle by
Oh
far.
yeah. Looks like they're all running Bulldogs and Halberds, I believe. One Cobalt here as well.
Okay. Bulldogs are really fun, actually, in their current state. Oh, and they are running GSD.
GSD, yeah.
And if you didn't know, since about a year, GSD grants you immunity from ram damage. So you can go ahead and ram Sundays while you GSD your harasser.
I'll be honest, I didn't know that.
A lot of people don't.
For a whole year, you say that's been in the game.
At least a year, could
Wow.
be longer, honestly. It was a very small change that barely anyone noticed.
Yeah, barely anyone even saw the patch notes on that. I feel like I probably would have noticed that if I. Oh well. Now I do see. Looks like everybody's still stuck outside. Pretty much nobody's running GSD except for that one harasser that went inside. So bit of a questionable play. I do see a Sunday here that has GSD, but he hasn't gone in yet.
Maybe they didn't do their research and they thought this was a one-pointer? I doubt it, but I'm not really sure.
One-pointers, I think, have shields on them as well.
Yeah, but then the Sunday would make sense. I'm not sure what they're doing here, honestly.
I do see some fighting happening over here at B. It looks like we got two harassers set up. One of them just went down, though. Love that Lib's still alive, however. He's got the Bulldog, and he's dealing with this Sunday over here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what SHSK's, RSPC's obsession with Thunderers, with stealth Thunderers is specifically.
Oh, that cap. RSPC is now pushed back inside Freyer Geo.
They've been on here for 40 seconds already.
Yeah. I don't even think SHSK has noticed.
I see one SHSK guy here.
Only a few of them.
Yeah. They are starting to get here.
There's more than enough RSPC to actually hold on to this, however, so SHSK actually is going to have to pull back a decent amount of forces to actually deal with it.
RSPC does have a Sunday close, so I'm assuming they're spawning more people and potentially maxes in.
That's a smart play by them, though, because if you let them even start capping one base, it's going to be insanely difficult to actually cap back fully the amp station. And then take back on the next base. Max now walking in. So now there is a Max support inside on point.
RSPC abused that downtime that SHSK created by driving those harassers through the middle of nowhere perfectly by getting onto those. This is a very solid play.
Harasser
and
goes down.
Managed to sneaky cloak Sunday.
SHSK just kind of trickling in, not really able to get the picks that they need in order to push this. They really got to regroup.
Oh, that Sunday finally gets spotted out. There's a Mag Rider on this cloak Sunday and it does go down.
Yami Samurai over here with the Bulldog harasser. Does a lot of damage to that Max, but he's pulling back inside.
The base turret from the M station is once again working over the SHSK push here.
SHSK having a tough time here. Only 1:30 left. They gotta push.
They do have a lot of maxes.
There's
on
a
the
lot
backdoor.
of maxes on backdoor. There's a hard light barrier, so they're a little stopped, but it's not enough. They're pushing in.
They are getting low. 2 of them go down already.
Yep,
Third
one
is
max is
very low.
almost dead. But they're just not shooting. Oh, there he goes.
Oh,
He goes
he's
down.
dead now. And that push failed. That
Yeah.
was very well countered.
One
by,
resonate by
RSPC.
SHSK could have turned the tables. I didn't see any resonates going.
True. There's a Liberator hovering in front here now, but that should be...
Oh no, look
he
at this.
takes out the turret actually.
There is now a harasser on back door, but I don't think he's in the spot where he needs to be. He was actually kind of blocking
It's a good
SHSK.
angle if you can ensure you're not gonna die, but you do die there immediately. That is such easy C4 food.
Yeah. Ooh, look at this. PPA coming in from the Mag Raider on the SHSK team actually does enough damage to start splashing everybody, and everybody else is dying from the front door. SHSK coming in, but there's resonades going off for RSPC.
Now,
This is going to be a
still
close
has
one.
A Banshee outside, working over any SHSK push coming in. Plus the
RSPC.
turret on the M station.
RSPC still holding just barely. 30 seconds left. Everybody's back to max health, but they're starting to run out of resonades at this point.
I could see them pull this off. They have a very strong hold here.
Yeah, and SHSK just does not have the presence they need.
That would be a brilliant little comeback, because this gave them back the initiative right here.
Oh, here comes SHSK. They're pushing in all together. 4 seconds left. But a resonate
not
goes
gonna
off
get
for
this.
RSPC. 1 second. They capped it.
This is it. RSPC takes it. That was a great little comeback right here.
And I see presence at Aurora Mats, but I don't know if there's going to be a back cap just right away.
Yeah, it is. It's points flipping. That was
Oh,
the
not in
Banshee
time,
mosquito
though.
from before.
Not in time.
Oh, okay.
SHSK gets the cap back. So now SHSK, without a bus, I don't believe they have one set up anyway. They have to get set up, and they have to hold on to this, while RSPC doesn't look like they have a bus either, but they at least have a spawn. But look at this, there's a Mag Rider as well outside.
Oh, that Mag Rider's gonna have a hard time staying inside now,
Oh, yeah.
though.
More than enough firepower out here from the RSPC team.
That was very unfortunate for RSPC on that back cap. That pass must have been like 1 second too late to flip that in time. But that's how it goes.
Ooh, shotguns going out in this 4 square.
And RSPC not really making a push so far. They're just letting SHSK have control
Yeah, just
here.
a little spread here. They might be regrouping at front door, though. I see a lot of people over here.
Ooh, they do finally take out the Liberator, though, for SHSK.
Oh, look at this. Mosquitoes and lolpods and banshees now pelting the SHSK team. I think what we were watching here was just RSPC getting set up to start cheesing. Because now we have Bulldogs, a double Bulldog bus, shooting constantly inside, which is shaking the screen of everybody in here. And you can see it's already killed 3 people. They're getting res now, but that's a push for RSPC. If they want to take advantage of this, they gotta push. Also, lolpods.
The issue I see here is them hitting upstairs a lot. What they don't push through that door. So the issue might be that they can't push upstairs because they're shelling it so hard.
But you can see the damage
Forcing
here.
all of SHSK to hold downstairs, and therefore they can't push that either.
RSPC now pushing in from top. Only a few
okay.
there, but it might be enough. They can get enough kills here.
French life on point, and
yeah, you get a couple picks there,
goes
but
down, though.
more than enough medics here to not have to worry about. Oh, that push kind of just got decimated here on the back door. RSPC not really taking advantage of a second angle here.
yeah, RSPC needs to find a window to push here. And I think it's been there a few times, but they never had the infantry grouped up to do it. They might be going for a push on the back door now. This is They're not grouping up enough. There's no concentrated pushes.
That said, Kongsberg now going out. Maybe if they're gonna push on that one. Although C4 has gone out on the stairway in the back there, and a bunch of people are just coming back to life. It looks.
And you can say SHSK knows very well what the safe spots are when they are getting pelted from the outside. They're just standing where they can't be hit. And it's working.
Oh, RSPC pushing in from front door. They get enough picks. They've got the room they need.
They still need to make the transition to upstairs though.
And that's going to be difficult because they do not have that Bulldog bus outside anymore.
And there's still SHSK resonates going out. They still haven't run out of resonates.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of medics in here, so it's understandable. And if everyone's running a Grenade Bandolier, which I suspect they might be, that means that there's 4 nades per medic. So that's a lot of nades. There's more than enough there to keep them alive.
And that's gonna be the retake again for short stack.
Now let's see if they have anybody set up over here. It doesn't look like anything's flipping just yet.
Nope.
So they're gonna have to hold this for just a second.
Surely they're not gonna fuck up this transition. Oh my god.
Well, RSPC now. Nope. Just barely, actually. There was only one player that was flipping it for a second there. And a knife coming in from this infill. He's going crazy here. Karuga with a couple of kills with that knife.
Shotsack still not on the M station. This is again they're not getting this transition right to the M station, and it cost them the backup once before. There we go. There's a scythe going for B point.
Okay. Now RSPC still got a lot of presence here, so if they can get in on time, they're not going to flip in time. And they're flipping.
Yeah, this person could have flipped the point, and they went around and placed the beacon in a different spot for no good reason. That was a misplay in my opinion.
So RSPC now has a small, very small presence on point, and they have to deal with this. Oh no, resonates. Oh, that's for RSPC. So they actually have a small presence once again on point, but the SHSK team just trading back and forth constantly.
Actually cleared them out for now.
Yep, cleared them
back.
They're
reflipping the point. And that should allow... Nope, SHSK actually got cleared off the M station. Oh, they're flipping C point.
Alright. Doesn't look like RSPC has enough of a presence here to even flip at this point, so I'm going to come on over to the aim station. I suspect they're going to get this back cap before RSPC.
I see a single player on the C point with a beacon, and
there's
I
also
see 3 RSPC
player
heavies already pushing in.
There's also a single player over here in a harasser on A point. He only neutralizes it, which I think is all you need in order to prevent a back cap. RSPC now gets C point back.
So whenever SHSK went for any of these points, they immediately got swarmed.
RSPC just pushed a ton of people onto A point. I think this might have been a play by SHSK to just get presence off of Freyr Geo, which, if that's the case, it worked perfectly because there are now a ton of people on each one of the points for the Freyr AM station, where they don't have to now worry about Freyr Geo. They can start setting back up and getting a group push set up from Freyr Geo to the AM.
Very true. They. At the same time, great job on RSPC's side responding to these point flips immediately.
Yeah, that was super fast.
Whenever I saw a point flip, there was at least 3 people pushing that point immediately for RSPC.
And
that's exactly what you want to see.
Small presence over here. SHSK team has C point. A lot of rotation from the RSPC team, though. They're coming in from all angles. I don't suspect they're going to hold on to this for very long. Yeah, there he goes. I think he might have C4'd himself there, but that's okay. So yeah, it looks like SHSK still no point control. Looks like, while each point might flip every now and again, overall, SHSK just does not have any major presence in this base. I'm wondering if they have something they're getting ready to do. I don't see really a lot of pop.
I see them going for B point and maybe annoying them from live. they're probably mostly used to holding triple stacks, sorry. So this B point should feel like home.
The
for
B
them,
point
so it's
hold
probably
is
the best one to hold.
likely where they want to be, yeah.
Yeah. And they do flip this point, which at least prevents the back cap for now. Not gonna get them any closer to the capture at all unless they start flipping more points.
So now RSPC coming into the B point here. One man with a knife. He has a dream. He's getting everybody. Karuga once again.
Those big knives, man.
Those, yeah, huge knife plays.
Oh, someone called GG.
I see a lot of GGs in chat. I think.
Yeah, I think it's time.
Yeah, it must be time.
Oh. That's our
Wow.
bad.
Yeah, we can't see the time. We have a small delay on the stream, as you all know. But yes, that was quite an enjoyable match, and incredible to see the amount of coordination by the SHSK team. Just seeing how quickly they moved from base to base, and just how quickly they got set up on each base to base as well was just very impressive. Overall, I'm very excited to talk about.
At the same time, there was a brilliant back cap from RSPC on Freya Geothermal. They did really well on that one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was really smart of them to get that back cap and got it set up pretty fast too.
Yeah, absolutely. I see we've got Dubness and Fortune ready for the interview. If we want to do that right now,
Yeah.
unless you've got something else to say.
I think we're ready to go. Go ahead and let me see if I can bring.
Hey
guys.
Hello.
Hello.
So GG, congratulations to the SHSK team. First of all, you guys are going to the final, and that was overall it was a really fun match to watch. I think me and Billy were talking about just how interesting it was to watch how quickly the SHSK team was just kind of getting everything set up when they did anything, whether or not it was their opener, whether or not it was pushing into home bases. I think we can both agree that was really enjoyable to watch, just how quickly and how coordinated it was. And while that was, RSPC actually also enjoyable to watch, just what you guys wanted to do for counters. We saw things like the Sundays with the Bulldogs on it. We saw Sundays set up, ready to go for defenses. I thought that was a really valiant attempt for defenses, and I think it actually worked out for a little bit of a momentum stopping. So congratulations to both sides. You guys did a really good job overall. A couple of questions here. Obviously, we're going to start with SHSK. You guys had a phenomenal opener for the first half. Second half as well, I thought was really interesting, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But can you kind of talk us through how that first half opener went and what you guys were going for?
Yeah, of course. First of all, though, I want to say a huge thank you
Dubness,
to
your mic is doing the thing again, where it
What
sounds
thing?
bad. Where it sounds real awful.
Yeah, I'm just going to turn you up a little bit. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
I don't know what's wrong with it. It's a new mic, so it should be fine. Yeah, huge thank you to RSPC because they actually agreed to move the match forward one day from Father's Day, which actually allowed us to play. So I just want to say huge thank you and huge respect to them for that. As for your question with the first opener, well, BUA is known for point holding. We wanted to showcase that actually we still know how to do it, and yeah, I think we showed that. And as for the transitions, well, they've been a problem all tournament. We want to be in the final, so we had to fix them. So we fixed them.
I think it was just specifically how quickly that first half opener got set up. I think was just impressive to watch because within only a few seconds we saw flashes inside. We saw maxes, hard light barriers. Everything was set up, and this was literally within just a few seconds of the opener starting. So I really wanted to kind of highlight
it
that.
should have been sub 35 seconds because that's how I trained them.
Oh yeah, we saw that. You definitely prepared that one. Everything seemed correctly in place. It was very impressive to us.
Yeah, everything you saw today was planned, like down to the last detail. Unlike all our previous matches, we've actually reached a point now where we know what we're doing, hopefully. So hopefully a good match next Sunday.
Well, definitely shows. For the RSPC team, you guys actually did a really good job in the air. We saw quite a few times. Can you talk us through what specifically was the strategy with the air and what you wanted to do with the air? Because it seemed like while you might have wiped them out from the air, it just seemed like you had a really hard time holding on to it afterwards. So what was going on there?
I don't know. We'll have to ask to the air squad leader French Knife, but yeah, we had the air dominance for some times, but we were not able to keep it for enough time to get an advantage. And yeah, we managed multiple times to take it, but we were not able to. We were able to take it multiple times, but not able to keep it. And
Yeah, was it
but,
pressure from the ground that was specifically keeping you off, or was it was SHSK like pulling more sides and coming back after only a short time? What was going on there?
that's in terms of timing and of the nights, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Because yeah, the first opener with Max's
yeah, we did plan the same thing exactly.
Yeah.
Than SHSK, and we just yeah missed it definitely because they arrived first, and
Yeah.
definitely
that
were
opening
better prepared
Yeah,
in
that
case of
opening-
double drop. So
Yeah, sorry, Chuck. Yeah, the opening is a all-in, so if it works, it's perfect. But if it's not working, you can be dry of the nights really quickly.
Yeah. It was really it was always interesting to watch when whenever we kind of saw a little less presence on the ground. I always looked up and there was a whole ball of mosquitoes coming in. So that was actually really fun to watch. And then we also saw you guys pulling things like the buses in for the defenses, and we saw those Bulldog buses. Can you tell us a little bit more about the strategy behind just getting all that cheese set up? Were you going for that like beforehand, or was this more of a kind of like a dynamic defense approach where you just had to figure out something to kind of slow them down as they moved into the next? What was going on?
so yeah, we trained for maybe more for Frey than Many Lake. On Frey, we spotted that Bulldogs and these had a huge impact shooting through the door. So definitely we plan, as far as we understood, on the second half we wouldn't get Aura after being beating out. We said, okay, let's pull those Sundays, and at least we might manage to keep one alive to shoot with those Bulldogs in the window. And the thing is, we were on the way to try to back up them, and that happened twice during the match. After Aura, twice after the Aura scap, where you might have seen kind of yeah, is there a pre-cap or something from each side, and took maybe 1 or 2 minutes from each part, and at least on both rounds, SHSK managed to do it like 5 seconds before we did. I mean, both points were flipping, but they did flip before us, so we felt on those 2 timers, and yeah, that impacts a lot because you have part of your team being trying to do that pre-cap that is not on defense as well. So yeah, that's very hard to come back from there when you are missing from so few seconds a pre-cap.
It was definitely interesting to watch. And one more thing from for Dubness here, I kind of want to know what your strategy was, because we didn't really get to see it, but I kind of want to know what you were going for the amp station cap. I really wanted to see, because we saw harassers starting to move around. I really wanted to see what was gonna go down with that, but obviously they got the back cap before you guys could really get everything set up. Could you walk us through what exactly you guys were going to be going for there? Because I really wanted to see that. We were excited to see those harassers show up.
Yeah, sure. The problem was they had a load of stealth Sundays planted around the amp station, which we knew about and we knew their location. So we brought the harassers in to try and clear them out. And then they had about 3 or 4 people on each of the points and a battle bus on the A point. So essentially we just had to try and work our way through those force multipliers. And then because they had so many of them, that just meant they could go for the back cap. And we had a couple of people doing the wrong transition. so I get to go shout at them later. But apart from that, it should be fine.
Well, it was really fun to
shout.
watch. Definitely fun to watch. Go ahead.
Yeah, don't shout. Be nice. This is it's not a competitive game.
Well, we didn't do it perfectly, so I have.
That's true.
You know.
Sometimes you got to crack the
Okay.
whip.
Fair enough.
So I want to congratulate SHSK for winning that. You guys are going to go to the final, and I want to congratulate RSPC for making it this far as well. Overall, these were really fun matches to watch for you guys, and hope to see you guys. I'm sure we're going to do more lane smashes in the future, and it's always fun to watch. Billy, did you have anything extra you wanted to add?
No, just congratulations to Shortstack. I look forward to seeing you in the finals. And well played to RSPC.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you were talking about more LaneSmash in the future, and I think it would be good to have, time to time some of our teams playing together for some matches during the year, and maybe come back even stronger for the next year tournament.
That's right. Every year you get stronger. All right. We're going to go ahead and stop the stream there. If anybody wants to watch more of these lane smashes, there's going to be another match, I think, next weekend, I believe.
Tomorrow.
Is it
We
tomorrow?
have a match
yes.
coming up now.
Oh,
there's
is there?
a match
We
right
have the
after.
Hope final.
Oh, that's right, the Hope
Trophy
final.
is
Yes.
in 1
Yes.
hour
1
and
hour,
45
everybody.
minutes.
So make sure you come back and watch
In-
that.
in 1 hour 45 minutes, Galos.
Yeah. So that will be on in 1 hour and 45 minutes. Make sure you do watch
And that is Cobalt Terrans versus Woon on the Ymir 2 not lane. So that should be a good time as well.
Can't
Definitely.
wait to co-cast that one. It's going to be epic.
There you go. Dapn's gonna cast.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow we will have TM versus PTSD at what does it say the time in UTC here? 16 UTC. So get hyped for that as well. That's gonna be on Vocook to Quad TM station.
So a lot of good matches coming up, that's for sure. All right, we're going to end the stream there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you tune back in about an hour and 45 minutes where we have the Hope Trophy coming up. Bye-bye.